Welcome back to my series on growing mango trees from seeds. The two polyembryonic specimens look healthier than the other monoembryonic ones, just by virtue of having green stalks, which the other two are transitioning to but taking quite a long time. And the leaves have more turgor pressure, it seems, or they're just more upright and erect. I saw some gossamer spider webbings, single threads on some of these plants between the nascent developing leaves. I have no idea why spiders do that. It's all just going to get stretched out and destroyed by the growing plant in the upcoming days. So on the first mover, these leaves remind me of insect wings coming out of a metamorphosis. They're very rigid and wrinkled at first, but they seem to inflate very quickly and become soft. So that's my comparison. You can see a piece of dust on my middle fingernail over there. I didn't notice it at the time. I'm still at the stage where I need to cup my hand behind the subject because the videography of small subjects like this with all that dirt and background causes the camera to lose focus very easily. So hopefully that problem will be a thing of the past within a few days. I'm fertilizing with more Miracle-Gro, just the regular kind, not the flower boost. I want these to get off to a great start. I am convinced that these don't have enough nitrogen and other macronutrients that they need in usable form because the leaves are taking a while to turn green. I remember for the avocado series of 2016, which is last year if you're watching this much later after the fact, the avocado produced 6 leaves at first, and then they stayed yellow for a really long time, and they shed and new leaves came out, say another 6, and then the process would just keep on rinsing and repeating. So it's day 22. All 4 plants look healthier, but the leaves still look too yellow to me, especially on this first mover here. I'm thinking more fertilizer is in order. Haven't been really using full scoops, just flat scoops, not heaping scoops of Miracle-Gro. But this is growing leaves after all on the top, so I'd say it's still making progress. I just don't want it to shed any of these big leaves that it started with or developed in the very first few days. That would be a huge waste in energy and a huge setback. I have watched videos where other people with growing channels said, leaves need to be maintained, so they prune so many of them away to stimulate new growth. And I mean, there's some logic behind that, but I also think if a leaf is perfectly healthy and not being parasitized, it's a net asset. When the sun strikes it, it produces more energy based on the nutrients the root system absorbs and delivers up there for photosynthesis than it takes away from the system, especially the root system. So I think the goal should be to keep as many leaves as big and healthy as possible for as long as possible, and only if they're parasitized or obviously halfway dead, then you should cut them off. So here's a defect here, and I don't know if that has anything to do with the nutrition spike I provided by fertilizing earlier in this series, and maybe it just resumed growth and hence the uneven growth. But here on the one I'm claiming is the most healthy, it has 2 little burn spots at the ends that none of the other leaves do. The other 2 monoembryonic seedlings seem to have these curls at the end of their leaves. So there's obvious differences in morphology, and I fertilized a little bit more heavily. I drained, siphoned away some wastewater that was in the watering tray from the beginning days of this mango growing series to keep things drier. Thanks for watching.